Is here at NBC. Thanks for watching and have a great week.
KUAM TV 8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6th, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
GURA is hosting a series of outreach events as they launch their Fix and 6 program ahead of schedule. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama with what the community needs to know.
Federal support has been approved to address Yigo's Dildren water crisis. We have more on what aid officials say is in the pipeline and how the community is bridging the gap in the meantime coming up.
From stationery to fishing gear, Guam's newest Daiso location at the Guam Premier Outlets is delivering big variety at small prices. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with all the fun from the store's grand opening coming up.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langis. Thanks for starting your week with us. Well, officials at the Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority answers questions from the community as they launch their Fix and 6 program months ahead of schedule. Mitsuki Hirayama has the latest from today's outreach event at the Guam Museum in Hagåtña.
From residents displaced by Typhoon Mawar,
I did receive assistance from FEMA, but not housing repair,
to village mayors advocating for mitigation projects.
The concern that actually we all have is about flood mitigation.
With more than $500 million in the pipeline, GURA's Fix and 6 team answers questions from potential applicants during an outreach event at the Guam Museum Theater on Monday. Fix and 6 Program Public Information Officer Tyler Matanani Motera says the team is currently developing the policies to get ready to go live for the public.
Currently, we're doing several outreach events from now until December, and it's really just to allow the public to get informed on what criteria we're going to be looking at, what are considered eligible activities under CDBG-DR, and basically to let them prepare themselves, prepare any needed documents that would be required when we open up the application period.
Whether it's questions on housing, public infrastructure, or mitigation projects, GURA is encouraging the community to take part in their outreach events to learn more about what the Fix and 6 program can do for them. One Chamorro Land Trust recipient asked how the program can help him, as he shared his struggle with accessing federal assistance after his family lost their home to Mawar.
We did approach Chamorro Land Trust office for some type of title and not to verify the property. And all we received was the roundabout saying that it's not a public information.
He said he was unable to get documentation from the CLTC and was ultimately denied FEMA assistance to repair his home.
They didn't honor, we had to go to legal counsel or not, a bunch of us, and we're still denied. And so time goes on, whatnot, and there's still no assistance available.
In response, GURA Deputy Director Fernando Estevez says, following an inquiry made to their federal counterpart back in March, HUD confirmed last week that the program can support CLTC properties.
After the settlement agreement with Department of Justice, that opened up the door, right, in some changing of the language with the CLTC. And we just wanted to clear that up because historically, Chamorro Land Trust and the Fair Housing Act have been oil and water.
Estevez says it's information like this from the community that GURA needs to know as they create their policies to prevent any barriers once applications roll out next year.
While for a traditional homeowner, there may be a deed, right, or a certificate of title. For a trustee, they may have something from Land Trust giving them and showing the right. That's the type of information we need so we can write that in the policy, and that way there's no question when you apply that we honor those things.
Applications are expected to open up in January 2026. Meantime, the community is encouraged to attend another outreach event at the Guam Museum Theater on Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m.
Maybe they have some damage on their homes that wasn't covered by FEMA assistance or something under any of the federal assistances that were offered to Guam after Typhoon Mawar. This is a great opportunity for them to be able to learn what the program offers them and see if they have a project that can even qualify underneath the Fix and Six program.
For more information, just email fixand6@gura.org. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
A federal agency is stepping in to provide support to address Yigo's Dildren water contamination crisis, aid that Mayor Francis Lozama says is significant relief. Here's more. Federal support is now underway to address the Dildren water contamination crisis in Yigo. Over the weekend, the Office of the Governor announcing the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has confirmed that funding, technical expertise, and compliance support are being made available, all to accelerate cleanup and restore safe drinking water for impacted families. The news comes after a letter from Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. Yigo Mayor Francis Lozama says the help can't come soon enough.
Honestly, it's a big relief. We can only do as much as we can by assisting, and this relief with the federal coming in, stepping in, and assisting, and also providing the filtration systems to the families. Of course, that I'm hoping that that process will take place soon because. Just trying to get the necessity. It's very difficult.
In a formal response, the acting administrator of the U.S. EPA says the agency is working closely with Guam EPA and the Guam Waterworks Authority to provide immediate resources and solutions. The governor's office noting GWA can use grant funds to purchase filtration units for homes and install treatment systems at the wellhead, in addition to another U.S. EPA grant to cover construction and installation costs of those treatment systems.
They are seeing that this is an emergency because it deals with health, and we are trying our best to do what we can, and I'm very thankful. I'm thankful that the Lieutenant Governor has taken that approach of declaring the emergency because, understanding, I used to work when it comes to dealing with FEMA, that they don't roll out their resources until a declaration has been declared. And so, this is one of the things that I was glad that the acting governor at the time, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, has done.
And as federal aid prepares to roll out, the mayor says the community has stepped up in a big way, organizing a bottled water drive to help neighbors in need.
I've reached out to Koshilas, and we started the bottled water drive, and the response is just overwhelming. Considering the amount of the number of residents that have been affected or are affected, the response has been very positive. We've gotten this morning, I think, over 6 pallets of water being donated. So, in the meantime, we're doing our part to assist these residents until such time all these filtration systems get in place. And, again, I can't emphasize how grateful they're coming out to assist us. Any assistance that we can get, just means a lot.
Mayor Lozama also calling for better communication when it comes to public health risks.
I think in this case with Yigo, I think that the vice and I should be made aware prior to. Nobody wants to know last minute what's going on, especially when it deals with our essentials. Water for the most part. We all can live without power, but we need the water. So, I guess just giving a heads up, not this last minute, hey, this is what we found out kind of thing.
Meanwhile, U.S. EPA and GWA are working to expedite construction of a permanent treatment system for well Y-15. And while the community waits for long-term families, that fill stations and water tanks remain in place.
So the fill stations, we have one located here in front of the Yigo Mayor's office and one up right outside the Yigo Gym fence line. We have the water tankers located across UP Elementary, one in East Gennaro at the entrance of Gilbreeze, and then one up along Route 1 by Arendo. So residents can go to any of these areas. I did inquire about additional water tankers for areas like Chalan or Isang Song Mayot, Chalan Emsley, residents in between UP Elementary and East Gennaro. Maybe this is something that we can assist them with.
Meantime, the U.S. EPA is providing Guam EPA with technical and compliance support to implement Guam's Dildren Interim Action Level Rule, carry out confirmatory monitoring, and the eventual lift of the Do Not Drink Without Treatment advisory once safety standards are met. Residents with questions or concerns about water safety should call the Guam EPA Dildren hotline at 671-888-4342, available daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., or visit epa.guam.gov for more information.
In other news, lawmakers are back in session with major decisions before them. Chief among the bills to be considered, whether to override the governor's veto of Bill number 44, the General Appropriations Act of 2026. Following nearly 2 weeks of senators' budget session, Governor Lulian Guerrero vetoed the FY26 budget bill on September 5th. She warned that lawmakers' proposal to reduce the business privilege tax from 5% to 4% would cost the government an estimated $40 million in revenue in FY 2026 and another $40 million in FY 2027. In a letter sent to Speaker Frank Blas Jr. over the weekend, Leon Guerrero pointing to a caution from Moody's. A senior analyst with the company advised GITA, DOA, and BBMR that given Guam's strong revenue performance, this reduction would not immediately lead to an unbalanced budget. However, they made it clear that a reduction in any revenue would not be a credit positive, raising concerns about Guam's bond rating and the cost of future borrowing. The governor also issued a public statement this afternoon urging the Republican majority to reconsider an override. At stake is a budget that touches every aspect of life on the island, from funding the Guam Department of Education to keep schools open and safe to maintaining Guam Memorial Hospital, supporting our public safety institutions, and more. And as of news time, senators voted 11-4 to override the governor's veto of Bill number 44, cementing the budget into law. Well, Rear Admiral Brett Midas, commander of Joint Region Marianas, is reassuring the community that drinking water on Guam's military installations remains safe, despite the recent discovery of elevated dildren levels at a Yigo production well. The pesticide banned since 1987 was found near Andersen Air Force Base, but does not supply water to the base itself. Still, with some service members living in the affected area, the military has accelerated testing of all wells. Initial samples are complete, with results pending from an off-island lab. Midas says JRM is in close contact with Acting Governor Josh Tenorio and is exploring ways the military can support civilian efforts. Residents are reminded that Guam Waterworks Authority remains the lead source for guidance and advisory. For now, GWA is urging residents in the impacted area not to drink or cook with the water and to use tanker fill stations until further notice. And as KUAM has reported, today marks the Guam Education Board screening process for the 7 applicants vying to become the next superintendent of the Guam Department of Education. GEB Chair Angel Sablan confirming with KUAM that the screening began today at 1 p.m. In a board meeting last Tuesday, Sablan noted that after applicants submit all required documentation, the names of those deemed eligible will be made public by Search Committee Chairperson Maria Gutierrez. Among those who have publicly announced their bid for the role are former GDOE Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz, current Deputy Superintendent of Curriculum and Instructional Improvement Joe Sanchez, and Acting Deputy Superintendent Barbara Adamos. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce. It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
I grew up on Guam. Sports shaped who I am. But representing our island on the national basketball team taught me the importance of community. After 10 years in Hawaii, working at Bank of Hawaii, I came home to give back and to lead. At Bank of Hawaii, we're passionate about helping everyone in our community create a better life for themselves and their families to reach their possible. I'm Mike Sakazaki, and I can't wait to help you reach yours.
Anything's possible.
Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Welcome back to Primetime. The Port Authority of Guam has secured a $4.8 million federal grant to stabilize and repair F1 Pier, the island's only operational fuel import terminal. The grant, awarded under the Defense Community Infrastructure Program, will fund urgent safety and structural upgrades. Port officials say the project is critical after Typhoon Mawar rendered Gulf Pier inoperable, leaving F1 Pier as the sole entry point for all military and civilian fuel supplies. The $6.9 million restoration effort will extend the pier's lifespan by up to a decade, preventing what leaders call a, quote, single point of failure for Guam's energy security and national defense. Port General Manager Rory Respucio says the project underscores the One Guam approach, ensuring readiness for both military operations and the island's economy. Defense officials also praised the partnership, calling the upgrades essential to maintaining Indo-Pacific fuel supply resilience.
Respucio says there's no plan.
Well, Guam's leaders are joining the Federated States of Micronesia in mourning the passing of the Honorable Joseph J. Orosemal, former president of the FSM. President Orosemal passed away on September 16 in Palau at the age of 73. Orosemal, a native of Wolyai in Yap, dedicated his life to public service, education, and nation building. He served as the 6th president of the FSM from 2003 to 2007, remembered as a statesman of integrity, humility, and quiet strength who always put his people first. Speaker Frank Blas Jr. called his passing a profound loss not only for Yap and the FSM, but for all of Micronesia, noting the historical and familial ties that bind Guam with the FSM community. On behalf of the 38th Guam Legislature, Speaker Blas extended heartfelt condolences to Orosemal's family, the people of Yap, and the entire FSM, saying his legacy of unity, education, and service will continue to inspire future leaders across the Pacific. Well, this weekend, the island gathered in solemn reflection and love at the 21st Annual LifeWorks Guam Candlelight held at the St. Anthony Catholic School gym on Saturday morning. Families and friends came together with photos, mementos, and candles honoring the memory of loved ones lost to suicide. The service began with a candlelight vigil, filling the space with a glow of remembrance and hope. It was followed by a holy mass presided over by Archbishop Ryan Jimenez, who reminded the community that even in the darkest of times, faith and unity can bring light. Organizers say the memorial is not only about grieving, but also about healing, offering support, comfort, and connection for those left behind. In the words of many who attended, it was a powerful reminder: no one carries their pain alone, and together we can choose life, hope, and love. In other news, on Saturday, a new shopping destination drew crowds to the Guam Premier outlets. The popular Japanese dollar store chain Daiso has officially opened the doors to its newest location at GPO, with shoppers lining up to take part in the Too Good to Be True deals. Nevaeh Anderson was there and has the story.
Ribbon cutting, cheers, and an eager crowd ready to shop. Daiso has a new home at the Guam Premier Outlets, opening its latest location Saturday morning. The Japanese retailer, known for affordable finds and endless variety, first made its Guam debut just over a year ago at the village of Donkey in Tamuning. Now they've packed up and moved into their new home in one of the island's favorite shopping hubs. Following their soft opening, General Manager of Daiso Mid-Pacific, Norma Villanueva, says foot traffic is already on the rise.
A lot of customers are coming in and saying how convenient the location is. Plus, we're getting a lot of new customers that just weren't going to the other location that we were at. So very excited to be here.
And customers have plenty of items to choose from.
So we really offer almost everything, you know, stationery, storage, tools, snacks, everyday essentials at really value price.
Daiso Guam stocks nearly 7,000 products with 1,000 new items rotating in every month. And while variety is a selling point, price is the real draw, with 90% of their items now selling for just $2.
But when we had the opportunity to move down here, we went back to Daiso Japan and we said, you know, we're so close to Japan, we're not really impacted by any tariffs, and we really want to be known for being value oriented. So we adjusted our retails. And so most of the items in our store are $2.
Villanueva says GPO was the clear choice for the move.
GPO is, you know, a very popular destination, not just for locals, but also for tourists. It's one of my favorite shopping places. And being right across from Ross attracts the same kind of customers that we target as well. So we're very excited to be here.
Saturday's grand opening included a blessing from Father Paul Gofagan.
Peace be upon this store, upon all who work here, and also return.
Exciting Japanese drum performances by Dolphin Jump, some holiday spirit with dance performances by Nativu, and messages of support from island leaders.
First, I want to congratulate, Daiso.
Speaker Frank Blas Jr. was among those congratulating the Daiso GPO team.
Now I'm going to come down to GPO more often, and I hope that the rest of you do too. Congratulations. You guys got an awesome job, and I can see with a smile. Please, keep that smile on your face every day. It brings them back in. And bring that enthusiasm.
Daiso Mid-Pacific Director Donovan Paulino echoed that excitement.
It is an exciting moment for us. We're grateful that you have taken the time to celebrate with us. Our team has worked hard to create a shop with variety of merchandise you have come to expect when shopping at a Daiso store. And the best part of it is all available to you at a price that is affordable. You will find that 90% of the items in our store retail for $2.
But beyond bargains, Paulino says the company is invested in giving back.
In this celebration, it's not just about a new store. It's about being part of this community, building connections, fostering relationships, and creating memorable experiences. As part of our efforts to develop our team, we would like to share that since May 2024, we've had 3 of our team members participate in the Guam Apprenticeship Program. This program provides formal education at GCC, training at our stores, and upon completion of the program, our associates will be nationally recognized in store management, office management, and marketing, and we're very proud of our apprentices.
The grand opening also came with a few perks. Free gifts for the first 100 customers, gift certificate raffles, and dollar deals. But the promotions aren't stopping there. Each week, one featured product will drop to just $1 for the day. Daiso is also offering weekly 10% discounts every Tuesday through its free Platinum Club membership. And as for what's next, Villanueva says expansion is already in the works.
So in February of next year, we will be opening a second location in Manilao, and we are looking for a space up in the north where we can build our flagship store.
So whether you're looking for home organizers, fishing gear, school supplies, or just some fun finds, Daiso at GPO promises a wide variety at a price that won't break the bank. And with more stores planned, the dollar store giant looks set to stay a big part of Guam's shopping scene. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
And over in Tumon at the Hyatt this past weekend, the 23rd Red Ball was held, and this year's gala event was arguably the most special of them all. Chita Blaze, the executive director of the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross, will be retiring at the end of the year. So at her final Red Ball as coordinator, the community said thank you and had an amazing 5-course meal with her. Chita's been a friend of our show, our company, and our island for many years, and no one typifies selfless leadership and service more than her. So everyone in attendance at the star-studded event thanked Chita for her incredible contributions to spearhead disaster relief initiatives, rallying donation drives and distributing goodwill items for those in need. The corporate partner of the year went to AM Insurance, much to the delight of General Manager Anne-Marie Muña and her team. But the work continues for the American Red Cross, always ready to help. The beats were slamming to the delight of a huge crowd of over 500 at the Micronesia Mall this past weekend as the K-pop dance festival was held in the center court in Dededo. Dance troupes from local schools and crews that came all the way from Korea showed out with their routines. The event was organized by the Korean Association of Guam, as well as one of several activities leading up to the celebration, the annual Korean Harvest Moon Festival in October. It was an amazing time. More primetime when we return.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, appliance hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
Welcome back to Primetime. The latest on the indictment of President Trump's former FBI Director, James Comey.
Facing accusations he's carrying out a retaliation campaign after a federal grand jury indicted former FBI Director James Comey, President Trump today digging in.
It's about justice, really. It's not revenge. You can't let this go on. He's a dirty cop.
The president also suggesting the Justice Department's work may not be over when asked who's next on his list of targets for prosecution.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats. There'll be others. Look, that's my opinion.
Today, top Justice Department officials publicly defending the Comey indictment.
The FBI didn't just make up this charge. This is very serious conduct, and that's why we investigated it.
The former FBI director maintaining his innocence, now facing criminal charges notably not related to the FBI's controversial opening of an investigation into the Trump campaign's dealings with Russia ahead of the 2016 election, the issue that has long defined his fraught relationship with the president and led to his abrupt firing.
I was going to fire Comey, knowing there was no good time to do it. I said to myself, I said, this Russia thing with Trump and Russia is a made-up story.
Instead, Comey indicted on 2 counts, obstruction and lying to Congress, for allegedly authorizing a leak to the press about the Clinton Foundation years earlier. The grand jury failing to indict him on an additional charge of lying to Congress.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either. And I'm innocent. So let's have a trial.
The indictment bare bones and soon likely tested in court. A source familiar with the grand jury proceedings telling NBC News interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan, Trump's one-time personal attorney, presented the Comey case herself Thursday, a rare move for a U.S. attorney, especially one with no experience as a prosecutor. But the president's own words could pose a significant obstacle to the case. His lengthy record of name-calling and accusations against Comey, now potential fodder for Comey's defense.
Well, Hurricane Helene survivors reflect on 1 year of recovery.
This home behind me was hit by 2 landslides and their well was completely destroyed. And for Katie Zaremba and her family, that meant they had no access to drinkable water for about 7 months.
I kind of anticipated we would lose power, but wasn't prepared for what actually happened. We had a tree went through the back of the house that kind of came in through the kitchen. The shed in our backyard was up on our back deck. Pretty much all the mud and just debris was up against the back of the house. The deck probably helped save our house.
Katie Zaremba remembers when Hurricane Helene came in like a wrecking ball. She says the landslides did most of the damage.
It took the wellhead completely off, so water and debris and mud just flooded into the well.
In the wake of Helene, water was everywhere, but not a drop safe to drink. For months, Zaremba's family lived off bottled water.
It was really stressful, of course, not having clean water in the house, and everything we were depending on was bottled water. So we were buying it for a while. Then we found some volunteer group that we were able to get it from, and we were getting it from the distribution center for a while.
Across western North Carolina, thousands faced the same fate. That is when the Waterwell Trust poured in to help.
There were at least 10,000 private wells impacted by Helene. So that is 10,000 households who lost their water during the flooding and the landslides.
The nonprofit funding repairs and new wells for more than a dozen families, even stepping in for fire departments and churches that served as emergency hubs after the storm.
Where they were giving out food and supplies and everything else, but they didn't have water. So this now ensured that people could come and fill up their tanks and et cetera and have access.
The support, one less worry for Zaremba and her family during an already overwhelming recovery.
It was a huge blessing given the amount of just costs that we have been facing since the storm.
When you are able to give people back a water resource, or for the first time even, give them a reliable water resource, it is absolutely life-changing for them.
The need for support is still overflowing. The trust says they continue to work with families to restore wells damaged by the storm.
When the island of Maui, Hawaii lived through the devastating wildfires of 2023, Lahaina was at the center of the destruction and heartbreak. Now, 2 years later, the town's iconic Front Street is on its way back.
It was the hub of entertainment, food, and nightlife in Lahaina. The popular Front Street was heavily damaged by the 2023 wildfires. Now, things are on the way back. Just over 2 years after the Maui fire disaster, a little bit of liveliness has returned to Lahaina. On Front Street, a handful of businesses that were spared in the inferno are now open.
Within 3 months, we had at least 75% share that they would like to come back to work.
Kavika Freitas is the Director of Public and Culture Relations at the Old Lahaina Luau, a traditional Hawaiian experience featuring food and entertainment. After a blessing and fundraising for local nonprofit organizations, they opened to the public 7 months after the tragedy.
They're just so happy to see our employees being able to do what they're good at and to try to move on. They know that some of us are still reeling from what had happened, but they can see that we are trying. We're trying to move forward. We're trying to stay positive.
Aloha, welcome to the Old Lahaina. The locally owned company has called Lahaina home for nearly 4 decades. They employ generations of local Lahaina families. Timothy Medeiros Jr., who has been here for nearly 20 years and has worked with his children and his grandchildren.
It's nice. You work on the ocean, beautiful grounds here, people all, same kind of culture that you work with, and I said, I think I could work here till I'm 80 if I can, you know.
Medeiros lost his home in the fire, but he gets excited to come to work every day to share his culture and his values with people from around the world.
Traditional Hawaiian family values, we instill it here. You get your good times, you get your bad times, but still that same values, we still kind of take care of each other, treated each other like family. No matter where you come from, everybody's like family.
Nikki Ricard was her daughter Kata's age when she first started coming to the luau.
My mom has been here for like 30-something years. My dad was here for about 20 years, I believe, and then he retired. But so I've been around the company, the luau, my entire life. And so I just knew as soon as I turned 16, I wanted to jump on stage and be a dancer.
Nikki is celebrating 15 years with the company as a dancer, an MC, and a sales agent.
We were just so excited to come back to work. For me, I was excited to start dancing again. It's like a passion. It's not even like a job. It's like a passion. So to do that again was exciting.
Nikki also lost her home in the Inferno, but she is grateful she still has her job. And she can't wait for Kata to take the stage when she turns 16. From Lahaina, Maui, I'm Chelsea Davis.
Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Parents, would you like your child to be well prepared for school? The Guam Early Learning Council believes in building a supportive community to help your child be successful in school and in life. If you would like resources and information to see if your child is reaching key stages of growth for school, call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. excluding holidays. We are here to assist.
I'm going to school. I'm going to learn and play. That's so cool.
Get ready, Guam. Kmart's turning the big 3-0, and this anniversary celebration is bigger than ever. Free prizes, big raffles, hot deals. Oh, the party's everywhere at Kmart. From pantry staples to daily essentials, save big with new low prices. And with surprises popping up throughout the store, there's always something to make you say, oh! Kmart Guam, celebrating 30 years with savings, surprises, and fun for everyone. Oh, it's on, Guam.
Chee-hoo! The UOG Endowment Foundation and Guam Comedy present the return of the comedy sensation, Tamua, with his hit Chee-hoo Tour, Saturday, November 1st at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. Tickets are going fast at guamtime.net, so don't wait. Get ready to laugh, celebrate, and shout, Chee-hoo!
Hafa everybody, I'm Jason Salas, and I have here a very dear friend of mine, someone I've known for a very, very long time as we were both doing good things for the community in media. Grace Garces-Bordallo is now with Seroptimus International, doing amazing things. And you know, Grace, here on island, like it's one of our virtues as islanders to really uplift our youth and to cherish them and inspire them to be their very best. And you have a scholarship program to help young women do just that.
Well, we have a program that recognizes young women who are 14 to 18 years old. There's so many young women who are doing worthy causes for our community, uplifting our community or their organization. So this is just a way to recognize them with a $500 award that recognizes their contributions to the island, their contributions to the organizations, and their contributions to the world. Because without the impassioned energy of our youth, I don't think we could accomplish as much as we have in the past many years.
And that's incredible because, you know, like as products of the Guam social system, we're brought up to, you know, you do not seek the limelight or, you know, put the spotlight on yourself unfairly and everything. So, you know, so these young women that are doing incredible things, starting nonprofits, you know, right. Taking care of the elderly, doing ad hoc tutorials for youth about computer science and everything like that. They're not doing it for recognition, but you're very justifiably giving them that.
Exactly, and they're feeding the hungry, they're volunteering and visiting our elderly who are probably need companionship. Mm-hmm. So they're doing so many things, and this is just a way to recognize their hard work. It's not a scholarship, it's a $500 award just to recognize their hard work and to also capitalize on what they're doing so that maybe they inspire other youth or maybe adults to do the same thing and to volunteer.
Now, to be fair, there is a scholarship we're going to talk about in just a few moments. The Soroptimists are doing so many things right now.
Well, we're an organization. We're an organization that was chartered in Guam in 1978. So we're 47 years strong. We're the first Soroptimist chapter in Guam. There is another Soroptimist chapter, that's Soroptimist International, the Marianas. And we're a chapter of a major chapter that was our organization that was started in 1921 in Oakland, California. And from that organization, they are now in 5 different continents and several hundreds of countries and several hundreds of chapters.
And 2
worldwide.
of your principles are leadership and community service, and like it's a bi-directional relationship because like both complement each other so well.
Yeah, so we're a mentorship or a scholarship, and we recognize the youth for what they do. We just want to uplift women and girls. And
you are actually knocking it out in the park there. Okay, so Grace, when we talk about like young girls, are we talking about all the way through college age, like up to high school, or what are the parameters?
So we have 2 scholarships or awards deadlines coming up. One is the Violet Richardson Award, and that's for girls who are 14 to 18. They have to be no older than 18 by the time they apply for the application, which is due in December 18.
Yeah.
Yes, and they just have to fill out a 750 word essay on what they're doing as volunteers and how they've made an impact on their community. And
no ChatGPT, ladies. We want to see your actual passion.
Yes. So about
no shortage there.
About just volunteering and why they're volunteering and what has the community, what was their impact with the community or their organization.
Do they have to be doing it for a certain amount of time, or do they have to be undertaking their project at a certain scale? Or?
No, I mean it's up to them. If they just started 2 months ago, the deadline is on December 15. If they've really made an impact of like feeding thousands of people, Thanksgiving is coming up, and there's always some effort to look at our needy, through the church or through Salvation Army.
And I like that because you really can't put compassion and genuine love in a box and just like categorize it.
Right. So there's a lot of organizations or high schools or middle schools that recognize the National Junior, in order to be in the National Junior Honor Society or National Honor Society, I'm sure you're a member, you had to do service.
I was not. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we did a lot of community service. I was in ROTC. I was in junior ROTC, yeah, but NHS was one of those student groups that kind of like avoided me, but that's a different interview for a different time.
Well, in those organizations, you're really working hard.
Yeah.
You're working hard for your organizations, and then you kind of just get reeled in. Like, there are so many events or activities that my contribution can help my community or my family, and so we want to recognize the hard efforts of our youth.
And a lot of these young ladies, Grace, they come up with ideas like, either necessity breeds invention, because if they say, I saw my grandma just wanted to would always tell me wonderful stories. What if I sit with one of our manumko and just talk to them?
Exactly.
Or what if I give somebody volunteer haircuts or do their nails?
Exactly.
Or give turkeys at somebody to Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
The list goes on and on and on. There's and these are actual cases.
Right. And veterans,
yes.
Just
thank you.
Getting their stories, volunteering with them. There's so many different types of
tutoring
examples.
Your peers. Yeah.
Tutoring.
Yeah.
We can
now the thing
cleaning, picking up trash. We just had a major coastal cleanup. If they do that for their organization, we have hundreds of community organizations.
Exactly, and if you got 1,000 applicants for this, I would say that's pretty much on par with how wonderful our community is.
Yes.
Okay, but there are deadlines like most things and everything.
Yes.
So when do people have to get their applications in? We got the 750 word essay, and when do you need to start reviewing them?
So the local deadline is on December 15. I believe that's on a Monday, and locally, we judge, there's a committee that will judge the essays, the applications, and then we forward it to a founder region that's based on a district. So Guam is part of founder region, and they can compete with the other districts or other organizations in founder region for a higher award.
Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view of the overlook at Two Lovers Point.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
I thought you worked in his house.
Oh, I'm wherever he needs to fuel up. Oh, Cantina chicken burrito.
Thanks, Todd.
That's the way to do it.
You know what? Let me actually get something to wash that down with, please.
Yeah, I got you.
Easy. Appreciate it.
You've made a powerful enemy, Todd.
I didn't mean.
Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby! Wesley kicks out. Simon, big three. Oh, baby!
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Welcome back to Primetime. The Pacific Islander Festival brought 2 crowds to Southern California for a weekend of culture and fun. KUAM contributing correspondent Nick Delgado was there and brings us the first of this 2-part report highlighting the incredible Guam participation.
It's party time in San Diego. This may be the shores here in the Pacific, but the Pacific Islanders were all over here at Ski Beach in San Diego for 2025 PIFA. Take a look. From the islands to Mission Bay, the roots of the Pacific shined. Guam taking center stage.
It just brings me a lot of honor and pride.
Governor Lulian Guerrero gave the crowd a message from the Marianas.
A lot of us came over here, I did, to be educated. And with the education that you have, I say and ask, come home and help our island people become stronger and to become more advanced and developed in our respective island countries.
The Wolford family traveled from Texas to share how they represent the Marianas.
My name is Desiree Wolford. I'm from Texas, North Texas Chamorro Association from Dallas-Fort Worth. We started our organization a couple years ago, and in order to get immersed into the culture, we decided to go to different areas of the United States and get to learn about the Pacific Islands.
And the vendors like Sackman Mario Borja and Chris Guerrero really made you feel the love, just as if you were home.
500 Sails has a mission of building 500 canoes to populate or repopulate our own horizon in the islands of the Marianas. And Chris and I are part of that effort to make that mission complete by building small canoes to present to the classrooms in all of our Marianas archipelago so that kids can ask questions about what is that, and from that first question, their own journey of discovery of who they are.
So I'm just trying to help others try to see that and benefit from that mental clarity that I've got, and just being prideful of being Chamorro. And this is a big part of it. This is one of the most important pieces of how we are, where we are in the Marianas.
Many with Guam memorabilia.
My name is Tim Santos. I'm the owner of Island Styles. Been in business for 22 years now. I've been coming to people for maybe 17, 18 years now. I'm one of the oldest vendors here. You know, me born on Guam, raised in Cali, it's sort of hard not, getting stuff from Guam these days. But so, I made my own. So, and that's what I really started doing, for the Chamorro people here. We have such a large community in California. We're from Northern California, so we do have a shop in the Vacaville outlets in Vacaville. So.
Crowns Guam and Vince Jewelers also stealing the show, drawing the masses to get in on the deals and the swag.
Because we came here to support Crowns since they're from Guam, and Guam is where we're from.
We value and we really appreciate the supporting here, and beautiful San Diego here also. We've seen all customers from the decades ago and with our jewelry decades ago.
So many familiar faces, including Guam Visitors Bureau President Regine Bisco Lee.
GVB has been coming to PIFA for years and years and really trying to connect with the diaspora, with folks that are living here in California and elsewhere in the West Coast. This is an incredible event, and it continues to grow year over year. And it's been wonderful to be able to see not just the Pacific Islander leadership, but specifically the Chamorro leadership that's been driving this organization and this incredible event forward.
An event filled with so much island pride, it had to be held over 2 days, which is why we had to bring this special report to you all in 2 parts. And you'll want to see next how Guam once again brought you some of the best food and the best performances.
Still to come, birthday shoutouts.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here. Okay, you guys, we are only in the first day back of the work week, and already we are rocking and rolling, man. NFL day today was crazy, but hey, you guys know I love college football, right? My Canes are 3-0, all right? Lots of teams in the top 10 fell, huge upsets and everything, and complete shakeup in the rankings and everything like that. Great day to be watching football, great weekend to be watching football for that matter. But you know what else is undefeated? Our island spirit, because that's what we do. We come together, we work together, we make Guam a great place to be, and we help people when they need it. And you know, the Ultimate Island Brunch is coming up too. What better way, you know, to get up, think about football, watch football, and go have a nice brunch. And this is going to be brought to you, and it's going to benefit the GCC culinary program. These are the next great chefs, right? They're going to start restaurants, they're going to be in the hotels, they are going to be preparing meals for you and your family for decades to come. They are artists, they are craftsmen, and we need to support them. So please make sure to go check it out, because there's live music by Shirley and Dante. It's fun for the entire family, and it's going to be at the Nico on the 5th. That is this Sunday from 11:30 to 2:30. You still got a lot of time to check out all the college games before that. If this starts at 11:30, you got time to get up at 2 and watch like 9 hours of football. I love it. All right, speaking of brunch, the Legacy of Hope project is from our friends at Catholic Social Services, and you know the very, very good work that they do. They are also having a brunch. It's a brunch gala. This is on the 19th, so you got some time to prepare for this. 11 to 3 at the Tassi Ballroom over at the Nico. Please make sure to support Catholic Social Services, because you know they helped my dad when my dad got sick, right? They were providing rides, meals, and most of all, hope. And that's what we want to do. So Catholic Social Services, thank you. Bless you guys for all of the work that you do. All right, getting out and getting fit is something that we're all about right now. And I've been telling you about the zombie run, and you know what? My Fitbit says that it's time to get fit, and it also says that October the 11th is coming up, because we want to see you over at the Leo Palace over there. Is Leo Palace Menengan? Jonya, Chalampago, or whatever it is, Menengan, let's call it Menengan. Everybody says that, all right? It is going to happen, and the Zombie Run 2025, it's not just a 2K, 5K, it is a festival, right? We have free haunted house, free face painting, free popcorn, free shaved ice, snow cones, a whole bunch of stuff, and all of these wonderful, wonderful partners, contributors, donators, sponsors. They make it possible for my friends at the Children's Ark to help kids who are going through some very, very tough times. So all you got to do, please make sure to go there, wear your best costume. Remember, you guys, Halloween is right around the corner. So we want to see you over there, and please do that, because it's